Hello, Aluxers. Are you one of those couples that can never go to a wedding without a huge blowout? Or does asking your partner to pass the remote always lead to an argument? If you're finding ways to spend as much time apart as you can and waiting until they're asleep before you climb into bed, there's no denying your relationship sucks. If you landed on this video because you're in denial or you truly don't know why your relationship sucks, we're here to bring you the truth, Aluxers. And remember, we're not a substitute for the help of a medical professional, so if you're in mental distress about your relationship, please seek professional help from a licensed practitioner. Welcome to Alux.com, the place where future billionaires come to get inspired. If you're not subscribed yet, you're missing out. Number 1, you're trying to control everything. If your suggestions are more like instructions and you seem to always have a better recommendation from what to eat to how to fold the laundry, you might be too controlling. If you have no idea what we're talking about because your way is the right way, then you really need to listen up. If you're dating an adult, it isn't going to fly for you to try and control their every thought and move. At some stage, they will tire of being bossed around and retaliate, and you'll be left alone. It's time to pick your battles. What's worse, having no help in the kitchen or having them do the dishes and put them away in the wrong place? Try to focus on appreciating what they do get done instead of what they don't do according to your standards. Hand over the reins of decision-making and you might be surprised at how much you enjoy being free from taking charge all the time. Keep reminding yourself that what you lose in control, you will gain in partnership. Number 2, there's no intimacy. If your relationship used to have a lot of Netflix and chill, but now it's just a lot of Netflix and not so much chill, your relationship might be lacking in the intimacy department. It's easy to start to lose your libido as you start to get comfortable around each other, and makeup is traded for tracksuits. But this is the reason it's important to keep fanning the flames of your sex life. Add some excitement by making sure you still dress up for each other, see each other outside of the house, and make a little eye contact across the table from time to time. It's so easy to lose that lust when you're always sitting next to someone instead of staring at them longingly. We've got more on this later, so stick around for some tips on dating. Number 3, you aren't on the same emotional level. There's nothing lonelier than being in a relationship and feeling alone. If this is you, then perhaps your partner isn't meeting your emotional needs. When it comes to respect, communication, and matters of kindness, you need to have a similar standard for things to work, or at least be willing to learn to meet the other's needs. There is a point when you have to take responsibility for healthy emotional responses to things, and for that, we can't recommend enough the importance of seeking balanced mental health. But if you're a generally well-adjusted person, then it's normal to require your romantic relationship to offer some emotional support. Perhaps you're on the other side of the equation and find it hard to engage with your partner on their level. You feel like they want to go deeper more than you're used to. It might be time to figure out if you need to lean in a bit more and foster a closer emotional connection with your partner. If it's more about the person you're with than the action of opening up, then you're with the wrong person. Being able to be vulnerable and honest with someone and still be loved and accepted is a beautiful thing and the basis of a happy relationship. Number 4, you don't have enough similarities or enough differences. Part of the fun in a relationship is being with someone you have things in common with, that you can talk about and do things that interest you. But at the same time, it's exciting to have someone who has their own interests and activities that they enjoy doing that are so different to you it keeps things exciting. Lockdown isn't exactly leaving a lot of room for us to enjoy the things we usually do away from our live-in partners. But for those of you not cohabitating, lockdown might have really lit the fire between you. As the saying goes, absence makes the heart grow fonder. If you're always envious of the couple at the barbecue that are still all over each other even after 10 years of being together, then perhaps ask them what they did on their Saturday. You might find that she went rock climbing with friends and he did some gardening at home. That time apart gives them new stories to tell, new laughs to share, and brings us closer together after time apart. The other couple at the barbecue is often the pair that has nothing in common. They're always arguing about the necessity of garden gnomes on the lawn and have two opposite feelings about the camping trips they take. Love-hate doesn't really suit a long-term relationship, and trying to make something fit when it just doesn't will leave your relationship sucking hard. Just do things together and do things apart. Well, after COVID lockdowns lift, of course. Number 5, you don't make time for each other. Everyone is busy and time doesn't miraculously just appear for you to do cool things with your partner. If you're envious over the couples always on adventures together on Instagram, that's because that's what they prioritize. They block out, plan, and execute those fun times together. They didn't just happen to go snorkeling on Saturday because they had no responsibilities or commitments. Make your relationship suck a little less by starting with some small changes. Why don't you change up your coming home schedule? Try to get home at the same time and take a walk around the block before you get stuck in with supper and DIY. Or take some time to chat to each other in the morning over coffee instead of scrolling your social feed. Give the other person some of your priority hours instead of your leftovers. This will go a long way to show them how valuable they are. Number 6. You're addicted to drama. If your relationship is more of an emotional roller coaster than a Taylor Swift album, then it probably sucks. Movies, music, and media paint dysfunction as the norm, but in reality, most of us avoid it. If you or someone you date are the kind of person who finds drama wherever they turn, the chaotic and emotionally draining lifestyle will probably drive you to break up. This kind of relationship usually consists of fights that spiral out of control, and one partner leaves to go to a friend or family member's. Then there is a lot of texting back and forth about how you can't live without each other, and then an emotional reunion. These make-up-break-up relationships seldomly make it to the 40-year anniversary mark. How do we know that? Well, because you never hear your grandparents reminisce about all the times they broke up and reunited. That's what led to their 40 golden years of marriage. Healthy relationships don't need parking lot blowouts to stay in love. So if you're in love with a drama llama, then consider tapping out and moving on. And if not only your relationships suck, but your friendships do too, then check out our other video, 15 Reasons Why You Don't Make New Friends. Number 7. You've lost the trust. If your hands burn to scroll your partner's cell phone when they leave the room, you've probably lost the trust. This could have been because of your partner's rubbernecking ways, or because you're insecure. Whatever the reason, a relationship without trust mega sucks. It's time to talk about it, see if there really is something to be concerned about, or if someone needs to work on their insecurities. The partner also has a role to offer emotional support to show that you are loved and have nothing to be insecure about. Number 8. You think the grass is always greener with someone else. If you're in a relationship but are always on the lookout for the new exciting person, then you and your partner probably aren't having the best relationship right now. It's easy to think that everyone else and every other relationship is so much more exciting and easier than the one you're in, but it's probably not true. All of us have plenty of boring and a whole ton of everyday admin. No one broadcasts these things during their first dates. In fact, we all try to hide the boring, crazy, and quirky until we're a little down the road with someone. It's not a trap, it's more like self-respect. If you're missing those first butterflies, chances are your partner is too. Keep watching because we have some tips to rekindle the romance coming up. Number 9. You're too clingy. There is this law of attraction, acknowledging all you have so that more is automatically gifted to you. And then there's the law of repulsion, neediness. People run a mile when someone is too needy or jealous. It makes it near impossible to have a healthy relationship with someone who confines and suffocates you because they are insecure. If you don't want to let your partner out of sight or grow and develop their career or interests without you, then you're probably too clingy. Giving someone freedom makes them more attracted to you. Encourage your partner to see friends without you, and they'll probably come home earlier than expected because they missed you. Healthy and fun relationships involve freedom and trust, and you can't build trust with someone if they never leave your side. Number 10. You have unrealistic expectations of your partner. If you have a picture of the perfect partner and you keep comparing your real partner to it, then your relationship probably sucks. No one likes to be compared to a made-up list of perfection, and no one could ever live up to it either. In a healthy relationship, you should be safe to be imperfect. Dress a little sloppy, get food stuck in your teeth, and say the wrong thing from time to time. You should both be secure in the other person's love enough to know that you're still treasured and accepted despite yourself. If you constantly feel tense that you aren't saying the right things or reacting according to your partner's desired script, then there'll be a growing wedge of resentment from both sides. The truth is, an imperfect partner in real life is so much better than dreaming up a perfect fairy tale character you will never meet. Number 11, you have put up walls. How much of yourself are you really showing to your partner? Many people have put up walls because of past hurts and failed relationships and have closed access to their authentic self. If this is you, then your partner isn't getting the full experience of dating you. Your walls of protection against someone in your past are now creating distance with your new partner. This will leave you emotionally unavailable or distant and cold, and we already have discussed how much this sucks. In short, your failure to deal with your past hurt is causing you to punish your current partner for something someone else did to you in the past. I'm sure we can all agree that this isn't a healthy way to tackle things, and you need to work on this so your relationship will suck a lot less. Number 12, jealousy is the third wheel. Three's definitely a crowd when the third wheel is jealousy. Jealousy is an emotion that never endears people to you. Like oil and water, love and jealousy just don't mix. Perhaps you got snubbed by a friend in a playground. Maybe your mom gave your sibling more affection than you. Whatever the cause of your jealous streak, it's time to work on it and leave it out of your love life. Quizzing your partner on why they took a few minutes longer in the bathroom is going to make you sound totally unhinged. If your partner is cheating, then we hope you have the self-respect to walk away, but after that, we hope you take the time to work through it and figure out that being cheated on says nothing about you and everything about the cheater. Once you're healed, you can head into your new relationship knowing that you're valuable in your own right. Plus, jealousy wouldn't have protected you from the hurt anyway. Number 13, you don't want to accept change. We're all ever-changing, ever-evolving beings. Finding someone you love doesn't mean they'll remain exactly the same forever. Their essence should remain the same, but we should all grow and develop as we age. Failing to change yourself or failing to accept your partner's changes can both lead to problems in a relationship. We don't mean you need to pressure each other to change. The unconditional love should always be there, but it's healthy to have an eagerness for self-improvement and growth and to encourage each other to grow. In short, keep growing and admiring change in your partner to keep your love alive. Number 14, you need to talk more. There's often more unsaid between partners than could fill the Grand Canyon, and this truly makes a relationship suck. When what irks you is more what your partner doesn't say than what they do say, then things aren't looking so great for you, pal. Your partner should be your go-to person, your confidant and your ally, not your enemy. You should be able to let them know what you're thinking first, before your close friends, your mom, or the server at Wendy's. Let them be the first person to know, not the last. You might be holding back because you think you're sparing your partner's feelings, but not communicating with them creates more distance until you're standing on either side of a canyon of unsaid things. So open up your mouth and clear those lines of communication between you. Number 15, you've forgotten how good dating was. Can you remember the good old days with your partner when you laughed and held hands and talked all night? That time you watched the stars and woke up early for the sunrise. You dressed up and went to a really great restaurant and ordered champagne. Well, if COVID is not the only reason you stopped going out, then perhaps it's time to ask your partner on a date again. There's no reason to ever stop dating your partner. It's a reminder you're special to each other, that you aren't just friends, roommates, or parents, but first and foremost, you are a couple. When you aren't home in your comfy pants, the conversation becomes a little more interesting. Eyes smile brighter at each other, and jokes seem funnier. Dates are a great reminder of why we chose the person in the first place. So send your partner a text to be ready at 8. Grab a picnic basket and head to an open field to watch the stars together. And Aluxers, here we are at the end of our list. What made your past relationship suck? And how have you improved your relationship game since then? Let us know in the comments. And of course, for sticking with us until the end, here's that bonus we owe you. It's a terrible shame, but the big reason relationships suck is they often fail to meet your needs. In this case, we don't mean your partner falls short, but rather when your needs are way too great. Basically, you're looking for someone to fulfill you. If being single is unbearable because you can't stand being alone and you don't feel whole without a better half, then you're probably using your partner to patch up some holes within yourself. In this state, you'll probably find a partner just for the sake of being with someone, even if they aren't a good fit. And making someone else's life satisfying is a big ask to request from anyone, so your partner will take a lot of strain if you expect that from them. Focus on self-improvement, on finding happiness with yourself in your current singleness. Let your self-esteem build as you realize that you're more than enough to be around. When you're satisfied in yourself, you won't need someone else to meet any of your needs for you, but rather to complement your already great life. Thank you for spending some time with us, Aluxers. Make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss another video. We also handpicked these videos, which we recommend you watch next. You can talk to us on all social medias or ask a question on our website, Alux.com. Thank you for being an Aluxer, and we'll see you back tomorrow.